So today we're going to talk about Astral Limited for short-term trade. Again, it is very, very important for you to understand that sometimes you have to look for trading opportunities from stocks you already own. And Astral have been my long-term portfolio for a long time now, and I keep looking for trading opportunities. The stock is setting up nicely, and as you all know, the company itself doesn't need any introduction. They make all kind of pipes and also a kind of proxy of infrastructure boom which is happening in India. So they make all kind of different types of steel pipes, tubes, and also infrastructure for the sewerage and plants and machineries, and for the all kind of different pipes. You can go through the website which has all the details. But what is my interest is here to talk about what is opportunity we present to us in short term. So do watch this video full because I'm going to share all the levels, and when I'm recording this video is 23rd of August 2023. So let's get started. So it is my utmost importance before I proceed further, talk about the levels, what are the key levels I'm tracking for this particular stock, and why I think it's good for short term. I want you to read through the clear disclaimer. And if you don't agree on it, please don't proceed further because it is very, very important that you don't make any decisions of buy and sell based on this video. You should be focusing more on learning. And that's my interest as part of this channel of Peaceful Weekend Investing, and my name is Shivendra Bhatia. So I just want to be clear so that there is no conflict of interest because I own this stock. Thank you so much for agreeing on the disclaimer. So let's get started. So as you can see here on the screen, right, it is where the nice basing is happening. And I'm looking at daily chart because the monthly chart, weekly chart, you will see the stock has been a multi-bagger. And if you look at if I grab the pen here, so there is a base, and as I'm explaining this, I'll tell you what is the meaning why these particular stocks form all sort of basing and why it is important. So I'm put it whether the stock can go up from here or down. We're just improving our probabilities in terms of the stock's movement, and that's what we do as part of this technical analysis and fundamental analysis. So this basing happens when the investors who have bought here have gone through the enough pain and there is accumulation happening. You look at the volumes are super low as it is forming the base in the bottom, and as it start moving up, you will see the volume has start moving up, and you can see there is a huge if I move this here, you can see there's a big vertical uh, rise of the volume, which somebody uses as a bottom to pick up this particular stock or scoop up the big position when people are literally have no hopes. And that is where things, start moving in the direction which that some big player has entered. And that is a good sign. And now what I'm interested in to see is whether the stock will be setting up nicely for moving up, or it is going to go down again in the base formation. That time will tell. But let's try and analyze what my view is and why I think it can have a better probability to take a breakout from here. So at this point, first let's try to understand why does it this handle happen. So this is a cup and handle, right? So people say this is a cup, this is a handle, but why this handle happens, this is what is important. And some say it's a VCP pattern for mark manipulation. So let's try to understand what's going on here. So when there is somebody, let's assume there's a person who's bought at this particular point, has been sitting on it on this whole base formation, right? And volumes are low. Somebody who's smart enough to understand about the company is trying to accumulate this stock. So for every buyer there's a seller, every seller there's a buyer, and there's a huge rally which has happened. So at this point, now you have people who have made gains from this particular rally, and people who are basically break even at this point. So they all, and then there's a fall happens. So at this point, there's a confluence of people who want to sell and book profits. And at the same time, there are people who are break even and want to get out. Hey, let's get out because I've made break even my things. Let me get my cash, because they have no understanding about the company and what it's doing. And they don't read or they don't follow this channel where you get a better understanding of all what is important, because that's where the smart investor knows the pain, and that's why it gives you this big fall, and everybody gets shaken out, and they sometimes they call it shakeout, which is happening, right? And if I expand a bit so that it's easier for you to understand, just one minute. Yeah, and that's where it's a shakeout, right? And now after the shakeout, then the big players come in, and then you can see the green bars are there, so that means there's a volume pickup. Now I'm gonna stay on this particular side, and on the right hand side, and you can see on the left hand side that because you spend most of time here, the chances are that all the sellers have squeezed out, and it's only the buyers or smart investors who are there. And once it breaks this particular line, and that is the line which I'm looking at, you will see there is, let me, yeah, make it a bit thicker so that you can see that. So you can see this is area where it, if it breaks in, the chances are that the stock can either, take a rally up, or it's every possibility that it can go down. But what is important for me is what is the risk I'm taking for this particular trade. I want just 8% risk or less than that, and I can use this as 8% risk and then play out and see what happens in next couple of weeks or days, and see whether there's a rally which goes up. And I'll keep looking at the volume levels, whether there's a strong follow-up buying comes in from the investor who are smart investors knows about it, and company is a strong fundamental any which ways, so chances are that could break out. And I want to, you have to create your chances and work towards it, and by minimizing your losses, and that is what I'm playing for. And the rally which can last is either, it can be, you can basically look at whether it can go up to the 50% up, because that's what is the base of this formation is. Some people follow that, or you can use the Fibonacci extension and use that as well, which I've discussed in this channel many times. That could be the next level. And depends on your risk appetite, the levels can be certain about it. And if I look at the Fibonacci retracement, and I so then you can get a big levels like 0.68 is 21, 2215, and then 0.7862 2335, and then 2488. So these are the levels which you can use as a Fibonacci extension, and that's another way. Or you can use this, and we'll try to do the depth of it and see whether that is. Let's look at price range. So, and if I place it here, it'll be also something around, so 2673, so it's somewhere in this purple zone of this. So you can use these two options for looking at opportunity for taking book out profit. But again, for me, this is a short term trade. I already have the position in my long term portfolio, so keep that in mind. And I just want to explain you my method of why I'm looking at this for short term opportunity, and what is the reason why the cup and handle is formed. And if the company has a strong fundamentals and there is a buy-in from the big investor, the chances are the stock can go into big rally from here on. So I hope you got the value from this video, and do sign up for my channel and hit the notification bell so that you get notified with more and more videos I keep coming up like this, so that help you in your journey of investing, so that you have a peaceful weekend investing and you can focus on your day job as well. Till the next video, bye bye.